And here we are at Prachuap Khiri train station, Sthani Rotfai, Prachuap Khiri Cup. I am here with all my stuff, all I need for the weekend, heading back to Bangkok. It's about quarter till 3. Train was scheduled for 3, but according to the train, what do you call those guys? Official, officer, people who operator, I guess. The train station said it's running late by about 20 minutes, so it should be here by probably no later than 3:30, but we'll see. Trains usually are not always on time, which is good though, because you don't have a check-in or anything like flying in airplanes, and so it's much less nerve-wracking to take train travel. And in general, train is the way to go, especially in Thailand and Southeast Asia and Asia, and Europe for that matter, because the network's just improving and expanding. Trains are getting faster, the gauge is expanding and evolving. So it's much more, it's much less nerve-wracking than other forms of public transport. In Thailand, it's notorious for its roads and disasters and accidents, fatal accidents all the time. It's because of untrained drivers or very heated and fast-paced, fast drivers in general. But yeah, I drive to Prachuap when I can. But yeah, I like to take the train the last few weekends just because I can relax a little bit, and I'll be getting into Bangkok by 7:30, probably 8 p.m. tonight. About 4 hours. The ticket in general for train tickets in Thailand range anywhere from less than a baht per kilometer, depending on your distance, to 1.5 to 2 baht, depending on the comfort and level. Of course, first class might be a little bit more, but yeah, that's generally how you calculate it. For me in particular, I'm about 300 kilometers, so my 4-hour fast sprinter train is going to be about, I'd say, 450 baht or so, 300 kilometers. So yeah, and generally, when you look for a new place to live, if you're not already determined to live somewhere based on relations or whatever, but yeah, somewhere within close distance to one of the main train hub stations or central train stations that'll have lots of trains going in and out of it is a good factor, and that's what I've definitely weighed in on a lot of my surveys the last year, 2 years, when I was looking for my own piece of land. My particular piece of land is about 6 kilometers from this train station, so not too far to bike or scooter as I've done before if I need to. Plus, Prachuap train station has a fair amount of free parking. It's not the most protected parking, and it's not cemented or anything, but it definitely has a lot of parking, especially for motorbikes. A lot of options for motorbikes. A lot of people do that, and a few spaces for cars. I imagine it'll change because they're developing the train network in Thailand pretty rapidly, and Prachuap Khiri happens to be one of the hub stations, the transit points, junctions that is going to get a big upgrade coming soon because of the high-speed double track that's being installed and coming here in the near future. So yeah, in general, to wrap up, train travel safe, a lot less nerve-wracking. It's generally, even if it's not on always on time, but there's a lot less to worry about because like compared to planes and buses, for many reasons that I explained earlier. And cheap. It's pretty cheap. It's relatively affordable to travel by train, anywhere from about, let's say, 75 satang per kilometer, all the way up to 2 baht per kilometer is what you expect to pay for, second, depending on whether you're third, second, or first class. But yeah, and it's been raining all day, but that's no concern of mine. State Railway of Thailand is pretty coordinated as far as heating, and that's why it's delayed, and then communicating if something's happened on the train, unlike in a car. And yeah, definitely a way to travel if you can, especially if you're doing what I'm doing and tending land on the weekend, working in the city on weekdays. You can commute back and forth, or ideal world if you could just not have to transit. You could focus on the task at hand all the time. I guess you get a lot more done, but it's good. Something about moving around and transiting a lot, and coming back and having a home base or several home bases, and then restarting every time is something to be said about that. All right, I'm done babbling on here, and I'll just kind of hang out and do some journaling before I catch my train. And Here comes the 40 Sprinter Express train heading for Bangkok. Boarding the 40 Express to Bangkok. shows you, keep asking, are they really going to build a high-speed rail all the way to Prachuap from Bangkok? I think you can see all the construction going now. This is run by Untitled Chapter. They're the ones with the contract. And it's underway. It'll be a few years, and they have the new gauge of train tracks, double tracks lined out, and should expect some really high-speed trains in the coming 5 or 6 years. Hua Hin station, heading north on the 40, origin from Surat.
นี่เพชรบุรีนะคะเก็บแก้วไม่จ้ารอสักครู่ค่ะค่ะ
Phetchaburi River.
แสดงว่าเพิ่งขึ้นรถไปนะรถไปด้านขอบด้านในหมดแล้ว
Leaving Phetchaburi. Approaching Ratchaburi here, Ratchaburi station. Signed up by Ratchaburi.